All right, let's talk about something that's probably driving a lot of business leaders crazy right now. Companies are spending a fortune on AI, but where are the results? Today, we're going to get into why that's happening and, more importantly, lay out a blueprint for how to fix it. So, let's just get right to the heart of the problem, shall we? It really all comes down to this one question, built on two numbers that just don't seem to add up. On one hand, the investment is huge and getting bigger, but on the other, the payoff is tiny for almost everyone. So, what on earth is going on? Okay, first, let's look at the spending. You've got this number from McKinsey. A whopping 92% of executives are planning to spend more on AI in the next few years. So, it's not a belief problem, right? Everybody's bought into the hype.
But then you see this number, and it's a brutal reality check. BCG found that only 5%, just 5, are actually getting real scaled up value from all that spending. That is a massive, massive disconnect between the promise and the reality.
So, here's the big insight. The problem isn't that we're not buying the cool AI toys. We're great at that. The problem is our companies can't actually absorb them. We haven't figured out how to weave this powerful new technology into the fabric of how we actually work. And you know what? There's a name for this organizational pain. It's called capability strain. And honestly, the best way to think about it is like trying to run the latest, most powerful video game on a 10-year-old computer. The software is incredible, but the hardware, your company's structure, its roles, its processes, just can't keep up. So, if we're going to fix the strain, we have to understand where the value from AI is actually hiding. And I'll tell you right now, it is almost certainly not where you think it is. Okay, look at this chart. This right here, BCG's 10-20-70 rule, should fundamentally change how you think about AI. Get this, only 10% of the value comes from the fancy algorithm itself. Just 20% is from the tech stack. That leaves a massive, staggering 70% of the value locked up in your people and your processes. It's not about the code, it's about the culture. And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? The hard part isn't swiping the corporate card for the latest AI model. The real work, the stuff that actually moves the needle, is redesigning the entire enterprise so that the model can do its job. Now, if that 70% problem isn't enough to make you rethink things, let's talk about a very real danger that's right around the corner. Because failing to fix your internal systems isn't just inefficient anymore, it's about to get actively dangerous. You see, we're quickly moving past AI assistants that just help us out. The next evolution is AI agents, bots that don't just suggest things, they actually take action on their own. And when these uncoordinated bots are let loose in your company, well, you get a whole new kind of problem. Yep, we're talking about bot wars. Seriously, imagine one AI agent in logistics is programmed to ship products as fast as humanly possible. At the same time, an agent in finance is programmed to find the absolute cheapest shipping option. What happens? They start fighting each other, creating conflicts and errors at machine speed, way faster than any person can possibly fix. So how do you prevent your own bots from going to war? You have to build a new foundation, a sort of digital Switzerland, a single, governed, safe space where all these different agents can operate with clear rules of engagement and, crucially, human oversight. It's about making them a team, not a chaotic mob. Okay, so this all sounds huge and maybe a little scary, right? How do you actually escape this pilot purgatory and start the rebuild? Well, the good news is there's a clear, actionable blueprint you can literally start on next week.
First things first, stop the madness. No more funding hundreds of scattered, disconnected AI pilots. Instead, pick 3, maybe 4, absolutely critical workflows and focus all your energy there. Next, give each one a single owner with real authority to make changes. And then, the most important part, actually redesign people's jobs and their incentives to match this new reality.
And here's the secret weapon that most companies are totally overlooking: your middle managers. This change can't just be dictated from the top floor. You have to empower the people who are on the ground, the ones who know how work actually gets done. They are the key to making this rebuild work. Now check this out, because this data from McKinsey really surprised me. You'd think it's the youngest employees who are the big AI champions, right? Well, nope. It's actually the 35 to 44-year-old group, your experienced millennial managers, who report the highest expertise in Gen AI. They have that perfect blend of technical skill and deep company knowledge. They are your rebuild leaders. So let's bring all this home. If you take away just one thing from our conversation today, please let it be this. This whole challenge isn't really about technology. It's about a fundamental change in your mindset. This is the absolute core of it all. What we're talking about, this great rebuild, it's not a software update. It is a full-blown operating system change for your entire company. You're not just installing a new app. You are rewriting the foundational code of how your business runs, makes decisions, and creates value. And so that leaves you with one final critical question to ask yourself and your team. Is your AI strategy really building a new, faster, smarter future? Or are you just using incredible new technology to automate yesterday's messy, inefficient processes? Because your answer to that question will determine everything.